Hello, friends. Welcome to my channel. I am Reverend Donna Seraphina. I am a spiritualist reverend and a psychic medium. And there's a little boy missing. He's 5 years old. His name is Michael Monkey Vaughan. And he's missing from Fruitland, Idaho. And I had an interview that I did with the number one suspect in the case. And I'd like to share that with you right now. Okay.
Hi,
You can hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. I haven't done this before. So, I wanted to try to cover some things that haven't been covered nonstop, on all these other channels.
Mhm.
Um, so I guess I should introduce you, and then I don't know if you have things to talk about that aren't like on every other channel already.
No,
It's
not at all.
they've gutted you. They've gutted you inside and
They
out.
have, they have. Yeah.
They've covered everything, huh? I know that's what I was thinking, if there was any point if they hadn't covered everything already.
No, no, it's all out there.
It's all out there. So, well, one thing, then can I ask you a couple things that I'm curious about?
Mhm.
Okay, so one thing as I was clicking through the channels this morning, and it said that Sarah, is that she your still wife?
Mhm.
She's your wife. Um, it-
Yeah, I have divorce papers filed, but right now, yeah.
but she doesn't want to sign them.
No, no, it's not that. I just have to get her served. She's in prison, so.
Can you serve people in prison?
Mhm.
Yeah. So you just got to get the money and do that or whatever.
Mhm.
And then um
Mhm.
her ex-boyfriend like I don't know what I was
Ricky,
gonna say.
yeah,
Yeah,
husband.
so he
Mhm.
called in that show and he was saying that
Mhm.
she used to abuse him and hit him with pots and pans and stuff.
Oh, Sarah, no, it was the complete opposite. He did that to Sarah.
Oh, so she's non-violent. So
Hmm.
you think he is
At least,
lying?
at least that's what she told me. So I don't know.
Oh,
I don't really.
she said he was beating her or abusing her,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
then
which is why she got out of where she was at with him.
and then he says that she sent him to prison.
Mm. Jail, not prison.
Oh, just jail. Was that for domestic
Mhm.
violence?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now he's saying it was her beating him. And then what else did he say? Oh, he said that she used to say that she wanted to kidnap someone and take control of them and stuff. And do you think he's making all that up, or do you think she
Yeah.
has a quirky side like that?
No, I'm 90% positive, 99% positive that he's making all that up
Yeah.
to make her
And
look bad because trying to get retaliation or revenge or something.
yeah. So another thing I was wondering is, okay, like you're in the middle of this neighborhood and you know, I know a lot of people think you're guilty and stuff, but if you weren't guilty, just assume it's a blank slate either way, right?
Hmm.
How does it feel to have every single person insisting you're guilty of something? Like, how does it
It's
feel emotionally?
frustrating. It's not fair. Everybody deserves to be innocent until proven guilty, and they're taking it the complete opposite. It's bullshit, is what it is. It's
Yeah.
not fair. It's cruel. It's unusual. It's not even. There's no need for it. You know,
And do you
they
think
don't.
that's
They don't.
mostly YouTubers or all just even in Fruitland, just the general public?
I don't know. I'm not in Fruitland, so I wouldn't
Oh.
know.
Oh, well, okay, on probation, do you have to stay in the same county or like
Mhm.
no,
I'm
but
on
you're
federal probation.
so are you in Idaho?
Hmm.
But you have to stay in Idaho, right?
Hmm.
So I'm not gonna ask any more than that just for your safety. But so you think the general public, like if you go into a store and someone recognizes you, they just assume you're guilty?
Hmm. That's
Yeah,
the way it's been lately.
that must be pretty weird.
It's hard.
Yeah, emotionally, I would imagine it'd be really hard
Mm-hmm.
because I know it's enough of adjustment when you get out of prison to try to get a job and just adjust to people going back and forth, busy,
Mm-hmm.
busy, busy all around you, right?
Yeah.
After you get out there, that it takes a while. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have you stay in a halfway house. Is that where you're at?
No, I'm in a hotel right now.
Oh, in a hotel. You got to pay for it yourself, or do they pay for it?
Mm-hmm.
You got to pay for it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
then I heard True Crime with Eve,
Mm-hmm.
and one time. So it looks like she's been covering the case for a long time, or in depth,
She
or something.
has.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I actually talk to her all the time.
oh, you do. And
Mhm.
does she just sit there and tell you she thinks you're guilty or something?
No.
Oh, she doesn't say anything either way. Because I was wondering that too. I was like, okay, so if they're going to this conclusion right away that you're guilty, then
Mm-hmm.
on what basis?
Mm-hmm.
Is it only
It's
did
all. It's all. It's all. It's all. Um, I like speculation. There's no until I am charged in law enforcement by the prosecuting attorney. Everything is all speculation by people. There's not. It's never been. I haven't been charged, and there's a reason I haven't been charged. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like they
yeah,
don't. They've been trying for 2 years to charge me, and Sarah and Brandon and Adrian. But is you would think that is as as much as they talk about trying to find somebody to charge, if they had concrete evidence, don't you think it would or they would have already charged me? I mean, it's already been what, 3 years?
yeah,
July will be 3 years, you know what I mean? Like they've been saying for years though. You know what I mean? Like they're
yeah,
gonna charge somebody, but there's not it's just they cannot charge they can't charge something you don't have evidence for.
yeah,
And that's what's frustrating is like I'm being treated as this evil monster, this evil person, and people don't even know who I am.
yeah,
They don't know
yeah,
my heart. They don't know my the way I am with people, like at all. And it's hurtful. Like it's very sad to be honest. Like
I would think it would be very alienating. It'd be like you're all alone in the world or
mhm.
something.
I feel like I'm all alone 100%.
Yeah,
Like I don't have anybody in Idaho. Nobody.
yeah.
Like it's me for myself right now.
And then everybody acts weird to you everywhere you go and stuff. No, it'd be
Uh-huh.
weird. It was like that during COVID when everyone was all alone. And I mean, it's the
Yeah.
same kind of idea where you're just isolated and everyone's acting freaked out
Hmm.
or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So did the police actually name you as an actual suspect?
They did, but I don't know on what grounds at
That's what
all.
I
Like
was wondering. Like
it
what
doesn't
are they
concern.
what do they lay out as? And is it solely okay? So say if my people watching this don't know, they don't watch those other channels and they just happen to watch mine. And so Michael went missing, and is the only actual evidence they have is the circumstantial? Do they have a photo of you at 8th in Arizona pulled
Yeah,
over?
they do. They have time stamped. Correct. They have a whole video of that. I watched it with the detectives. It is solely me out of the truck. Sarah's in the driver's side. Brandon's in the back seat. I'm outside the truck with the hood up, putting power steering fluid in the truck, exactly like I've told the story, told everybody else.
Uh-huh. And in that whole movie, the police showed you that movie and Michael's not in that movie?
There's no Michael anywhere.
Oh, that's interesting. And then where does it show you drive back out to that
Hmm.
main 8th Street and leave?
Hmm.
That's interesting too.
Hmm.
Okay. They haven't sat there. They must have sat there when they're interrogating you and told you, here's evidence, like what we think we have. They always kind of put
Hmm.
that on the table. So what is it that makes you a suspect to them?
They haven't given that. Like they literally all they showed me was a timestamp of me going to pulling off at the splash park that day at 1:30 p.m. And it was exactly as I described, me getting out of the vehicle, walking around, grabbing my can of chew, going back to the driver's side and leaving.
Uh-huh.
I was there for maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes. Um, and that was in the Lexus. And then that night before we left, there was a timestamp that they showed us of us taking the truck. Exactly as I said. That's all I've seen.
And did you go past the splash pad
The
on the
second
truck?
time?
Yeah, after you put the stuff in, is the way out.
Yeah,
You
you
have
have
to
to
go
pass
past.
the you have to pass the splash pad to get to the main highway.
Okay,
US
yeah.
95.
Okay, and then did do they have Michael on video anywhere near you ever? And they don't have any physical evidence, right?
No.
So it's just that you happen to be in the same area,
As he lived,
but you live
correct.
in that. But how many blocks away do you live?
About a half mile away from him.
And
Maybe a
then the
quarter of
way
a
out
mile.
to the freeway is you would all go out from that neighborhood that direction.
Correct.
Actually, I'm trying to figure out, did they ever label you guys as suspects prior to Sarah having her episode on the driveway? Is that what
Um,
brought them to you guys, or what brought them to you
I
guys?
don't know. Like, again, I was in jail when they started interrogating me, which
Uh-huh.
made no sense. Like they started questioning me when I was being interrogated or when I was in jail, you know. So it just there was nothing that it didn't make sense at all. And I told the detectives the same thing. I was like, look, I've never even heard of this family or this Michael Vaughan person. Like, never even seen him, never even heard about him. Didn't even know his existence until
Yeah.
the night he disappeared. You know, it just made no sense to me at least. It seemed to make no sense to Sarah or Brandon, but you know, I don't know. I'm not going to speak on their behalf. You know,
Yeah. So, is what's Sarah in prison for now?
ag assault and attempted concealment or destruction of evidence.
And that part's related to Michael?
No,
Oh,
no
just for,
part, no part related to Michael. That's strictly for the ag assault charge.
who did she assault?
One of the tenants that was staying with us, Tanner Butler.
Oh, okay. That's who that
Mhm.
Brandon guy was talking about before. She hit
Yeah,
him with a dog bone or something. She
yeah,
hit
and
him with a
held
dog.
him at gunpoint with a pistol.
Oh, she held him at gunpoint. Why'd she do that?
And hit him with the dog bone too.
Wow.
Uh, because he was trying to overtake kind of control of cooking in the house, and Sarah wasn't okay with that, and neither was I. And um, specifically on our anniversary is the day that Sarah got arrested in 2022, and
Uh-huh. On your
that
anniversary,
mhm, April 13th.
April 13th is
That's her arrest date. Yeah,
oh,
and
for the
then
ag assault. For the ag
yeah.
assault.
hmm
So she got arrested and they took her away.
hmm
Did she say anything to them? Did they question her about Michael Vaughan at that time? So you guys weren't on their radar at that point.
Correct.
And then did they let her out on bail or something?
I let her out on pre-trial release,
Mm.
and she was out for like 3 months, and then got rearrested in November.
So okay, so I'll put November. So when she
She
got
was out
out,
for
was she like in a psychotic state or something?
hmm
Like day to day, she was saying things that were really out there.
hmm from what I've been told, yeah, by Karsten.
Oh, you weren't staying at the house anymore?
No, I was in jail. I just got out in November. I've been in
Oh,
jail. I
okay.
was in jail for 18 months straight.
Okay, so when
From
did you get arrested?
May 6th, 2022.
May 6, 2022.
and
And
I got
then,
released November 6th, 2023.
okay. And so on April, okay. So you got out November when?
6th, 2023.
2023, November 6th.
Mhm.
So they kept you in there for like
18 months, a little
18
bit
months.
over 18 months, little
Oh, so
over 17 months.
and before Sarah was arrested for holding the gun on someone because she didn't like its cooking. I mean,
Well,
it
it
sounds like
wasn't that
Ma
she didn't like
Parker or
it
something.
wasn't that she didn't like his cooking. He literally took it upon himself to cook us. He was going to cook his dinner for our anniversary, and just
Uh-huh.
decided to start cooking.
Uh-huh.
And we had already told him that we had plans that night.
Uh-huh. Oh, so this was when you were out. Was this in 2021 or or in April 2022 before you went to
Mm-hmm.
prison? Okay, so she did this before you went to prison, the gun thing.
Where I never went to prison. I was in county the whole time.
Oh, you were in count. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So you were out and he wanted to make you both dinner for your anniversary and he started
Mm-hmm.
to do it and she didn't want him to do it.
Mm-hmm. But he
And
had also been really um, persistent with things and like started being controlling and wasn't paying us any money at the time. So he was just being like a bum, if you will.
yeah, but he wanted to start running your house
Uh-huh.
and she
And
just had
Sarah and
enough.
I were just tired of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it just came to a head right then. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So she pulls the gun on him and did he go running out the door or what?
No, she held him pretty much up. He was on the phone with his mom when she was doing this, and she
Uh-huh.
didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
And so his mom had called 911. And at the same time, he was like, "My mom just called 911." So Sarah tried calling 911 to report him as a, a burglar. I don't know how to even
Uh-huh.
put that. I don't
Oh,
remember
like
exactly, but
trespassing or something?
yeah, yeah. And um, so she's pretty much tried making up a story to cover up, you know, just because his mom made us, called the cops.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, it didn't work out for her.
No. Because did this guy ever start running when she pointed the gun at him? Did you see her do
No,
that?
no. I
Did
saw
she
her
point
point
it
it
right
out.
at it? Did she point it
Mhm.
right at him?
Square in the face. Yep.
Oh, right in his face?
Hmm.
Do you think she would have pulled the trigger?
Well, I don't think she had the balls to, no. But
She was super mad or something, right?
mhm,
That's sometimes when people do it too. They just get out of
mhm.
control or whatever. So they arrested her, and how long was she held in jail before they let her out?
She got released. I think she was. Uh, it was in April until July, and she got released in July, and then of 2022, and then um, got back out, and then got rearrested in November.
So by then, by the time she got out in July, you had already been put in jail for the gun charge.
Mhm. I was arrested a month after she got arrested.
So during all these like little interactions, how did you end up getting arrested with the gun? Like, were you
I
have it in your
didn't get
car or
arrested with
something?
the gun. Uh, it was reported, Tanner had reported to the police that I sold the gun to the gunsmith in New Plymouth,
Uh,
Idaho. And the cops looked up and did some research on my name and figured out I was a felon. And so they went and made their case. And then um, a month later in May, they arrested me for felon in possession of a firearm
oh,
because they verified
so
with the gunsmith that
you
I sold the
having to
gun to
go to
them.
prison stemmed from Sarah's temper tantrum.
Mhm.
That sounds
Yeah,
like so you weren't on their radar for Michael Vaughan right at the
not at
beginning
all.
there.
Not at all.
And then when you first went to jail in the first couple of weeks, did they try to interview you about Michael
No,
Vaughan? No.
no.
So then what happens?
Well, no, I take that back. They did a May 19th when so I was charged by the state initially for the felon in possession.
Uh-huh.
And then my state lawyer was like, "Well, the feds are going to pick up your case because I already had a fed guard charge prior."
Gun charge?
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
And so I when the feds picked up my case, Sarah and I were transported to the Meridian Idaho State Police,
Uh-huh.
and they questioned us in there about the disappearance of Michael and our trip to Cuna and towing the vehicle and stuff like that,
Oh, so
which
they knew
I have
about all
time
that?
for that. Yeah,
When was that they first questioned you?
like May 19th or some shit. I don't remember exactly. It was like middle of May.
Oh, right when you were arrested.
Mm-hmm.
So they arrested you, but they is when they arrested you, they picked you and Sarah up and questioned you both?
No, Sarah got arrested before me. Remember,
Yeah, oh
April
yeah, I just
13th.
thought, but you said they picked me and Sarah up and took us
They
to.
did at the jail. They did at the jail. They
Oh,
took Sarah and I to
oh,
Meridian, but we
did
were
they?
both in they were both we were both in Payette County Jail.
And did they put you in the same car together?
No, well, they put
No.
us in separate rigs and took us.
But they let you see each other to see
No,
if maybe one of you was going to talk or something
no.
like that. They didn't play you off. Did they tell you that they were interrogating her at the exact same
Mm-hmm.
time? They're trying to see if one of you wanted to make a deal or something,
Mm-hmm.
and neither of you did want
There's
it.
nothing to give a deal. I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
I mean, they polygraphed me
yeah. And
that same day.
they told you passed that.
Mm-hmm.
And then so that means okay, so prior to Sarah being on the driveway having a psychotic episode, prior to that, you came onto the radar. So that's what I was trying to figure out. Do you think one of your friends, like that guy that she pointed the gun at, do you think he told them that?
No, I don't think so. I mean, Sarah was very
Someone did.
someone. I don't know. I don't have any
Someone did,
like
or
I said.
else why would they target you guys? Somebody, somebody, maybe somebody didn't like you, or maybe that guy got mad at you and told them that.
My impression is that the cadaver dogs apparently hit by the property.
Uh, they said that cadaver dogs. I did hear that, but um, I don't know about it one way or another. So
But
okay,
that's the only
so
reason
they
I could
said
think of the question.
they said their basis for questioning
Mhm.
you was that cadaver dogs hid around your property.
Correct.
And and by the time they questioned you, did they have all these different photographs of you around town
Just,
and all that?
just no, just me us pulling off together at the 8th Street in Arizona,
Uh-huh.
like I was on the recording, and then me earlier that day stopping at the splash pad to get my can of chew, and that was it.
Uh-huh. And that's their whole case against you.
Mhm.
And then Sarah gets out, right? Sarah gets out and you're still in jail. You're serving this
Mhm.
18 months. And she gets out. And when you're talking to her on the phone, does she sound like more and more
I
psychotic?
didn't
Or,
talk to her on the phone.
oh, you couldn't talk to
Well,
her from the
I
federal
wasn't
jail?
allowed to talk to her at all. No, because her pre-trial guidelines were that she wasn't allowed to talk to me.
Really?
Hmm.
So did you hear from maybe the neighbors later that she was getting a little psychotic?
I talked to Carson periodically, which is
Hmm.
the neighbor.
Yeah.
Talked to Carson periodically, like occasionally when I was in jail, and he that's what he told me.
Oh, that she's getting a little kind of out there.
Hmm. Hmm.
So then it finally she's posting all that hyper over kind of religious over the top stuff for about a few weeks or something. I don't know
Hmm.
for how long, but there's a bunch of posts by her, and then it ends up
Hmm.
with her one day laying on her front driveway and yelling stuff.
Yeah,
Is that what happened? And someone
what
called
I've
the
heard.
police.
Hmm.
So someone called from what you heard because you were in jail, so
Hmm.
obviously you weren't witness to that. But so someone calls the police. She's on the front driveway, and allegedly the
Hmm.
police said what? That she was saying. What did the police say she was saying?
Just doing what was reported.
Yeah, that's what. See, I don't watch that much. I usually do these readings, and then there's so many that I work on that I don't have time to like sit there and watch every detail. So it's like something to do with was she telling them that you killed Michael?
She did that at the very start, like when she first got arrested in November when they came to serve a search warrant.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's when she was like, "Oh well, the Most High God told me that Stacey did it,"
Oh,
and
she told the police that?
mhm, Most High God, and but then she went from saying that to uh just mixing the words up. Like it went from that, and then she brought Adrian into it, and then you know brought the neighbor into it, and
Oh, she was saying
it,
they all took part?
mhm.
Oh, really? Yeah, see, I haven't even read the arrest affidavit. I mean, honestly. Is it all in there if someone wants
I
to
don't
read
know.
it?
I've never seen it. I'm sure it is public record.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear about that. I didn't hear that she brought the neighbor into it. And is that Adrian you said? That was Adrian. She said he had part of it too. And
Mm-hmm,
Brandon too.
mm-hmm,
Oh, so she said it was everybody.
mm-hmm. No, she left Brandon out. The neighbor and Adrian and me. That's who
Oh,
she was trying to say had something to do with it, but nothing. Sarah's crazy, man. Like she's not. There's nothing good with her at all.
yeah. Well, it's clear she was having a psychotic break for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So she told the police that you guys all did it, and did she tell the police that she just watched or what?
I don't know what she said. I just know what I was told is that that's what was in the police affidavit.
Um,
I don't know anything other than, like I said, what I mean, the very little information that I was told, and that
yeah,
was what I already told you. So I
yeah.
don't.
And then did she originally say that Adrian buried the body in the backyard or something like
No,
that?
there's that I did, and then switch it to Adrian,
Oh, she
and
switched it.
then yeah, and then said it was, and then it went from our backyard to Carson's backyard. There was just no consistency with her story.
Yeah, I didn't think they were gonna find his body there.
No.
I remember that, and I did notice when they were doing this digging, then I watched for a
Mhm.
minute, and and I didn't think they were gonna find the body there. No, no. So let's see if there's anything more. What to that? I don't know, all these people. So you guys let all these people, homeless people, stay at your house? This is what went on.
Few people, yeah.
Trying to be nice and stuff.
Hmm.
So, oh, I took notes while I was watching the interview with where this wolf, he calls himself Ricky Chambers or
Hmm.
whatever. Her first husband. What did he say?
Wolf Chambers is what he goes by, but his name's Ricky.
Oh, and then Brandon. So did you want to have children and she didn't, or what was the deal with that?
Opposite.
Everyone asks that question. So what? She wanted children, but you did not?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I couldn't have kids. I'm not able to.
Is it the bull riding thing? I just
Mhm.
heard that. I don't even need details about that. Let's
No, that's
see.
exactly what it is.
Yeah. So you gave the Brandon guy permission to impregnate her. Hope she
Mhm.
wanted to have a
Attempt,
baby.
yeah.
Yeah, and really, that's not that abnormal of a situation. Let's see. So you used to go hunting with your grandfather?
My dad, yeah, all the time.
You know what? I just don't get other than her saying that, so they know she's psychotic, but it sounds like they're
Mhm.
not sure either because otherwise they would arrest you,
Correct.
right? I know. So what the heck? Because I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, okay, where is it? Okay, they've got you. Why did you tell everyone you went by the dump? Is
The
that,
dump.
yeah,
The
I thought
Clay
you,
Peak landfill.
the
I
land
said I
is,
passed it on the way home,
oh,
towing Brandon's car because you have to pass it
oh,
on
okay.
the main road when you're driving into Payette. We weren't
Uh,
going to tow a vehicle on the interstate. They're
no,
just,
it wasn't going around. It wasn't that you were going out of the way. It was just that's the
no,
way
it's just
home.
that's how you got home was passing the sign to Clay Peak landfill.
Uh-huh. And where did you guys have that belt snap? the
The toe trap snap,
yeah, where'd that
uh,
happen?
off of Idaho 16.
And what?
What do you mean?
Well, 16 is like miles and miles. So what's the cross
I,
street or
I,
the
I don't know. It was. I'll have exact like a pinpoint. I mean, I have the timestamp on my of the photo from Google for when it was taken that night.
Oh, is that the one you held up on Justin's live or
Mm-hmm.
whatever? Okay. So that's
Mm-hmm.
just so it shows kind of on there what the cross
Mm-hmm.
street is. You don't
Correct.
remember? Do you have it
It
yeah.
wasn't a cross street. It was literally a highway.
So you're on
And
the highway and it snapped?
mhm,
How'd you make it go back together?
I just double knotted it the best way
Hmm.
I could.
That's pretty risky, huh? Did you guys have lights on that thing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you had tow lights. But you used a strap instead of a tow bar.
Well, we didn't have a tow bar. We didn't have a trailer. We just made it work with um the tow strap, you know.
Yeah, I know they used to do that when I was a kid. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know people still did it, but
No, all the time, yeah. I
that's how they
mean,
used to tow cars when I was a
mm-hmm.
kid with a tow strap. So that
Mm-hmm.
that was interesting. That let's see. I wonder if there's anything. Oh, what about the religious stuff? So you named your thing Faith Taxi, right?
Mm-hmm.
So was that way before what year was that you started that?
2022.
Okay, so before Sarah got psychotic, she still was actually into religion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you guys didn't go to a church or anything?
No, we went to church.
Oh, you did? And
Mm-hmm.
what kind?
Christian.
Christian church? And then did you guys read the Bible a lot and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Interesting. There's some definite peculiarities with all this.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, do you know? Okay, so I was looking at that reading that I did before, and I'm wondering what abandoned factories, not probably not the one in Fruitland, but one like I described, like a brick building with
There
three.
isn't.
There's none from there
No.
to Kuna.
No.
Hmm. Do you know? Have you ever went to like all the abandoned ghost towns and factories and
No.
stuff in Idaho? And what about another clue in my reading? Did you listen to my reading?
I didn't get a chance. I passed out last night. I'm sorry.
That's okay. My people tell me they like to go to sleep to my readings. It's really interesting. Um, so if you ever can't sleep, just listen to one of them. But one of the
Definitely.
one of the clues in there was iceberg. And okay, so there's iceberg lettuce, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it could be related to finding the remains, not if you having anything to do with it. Just since you know the area, I'm just bringing it up. Yeah. Oh. So how my readings work is it's almost 100%. It's like 90% at least visual. It's like playing charades. It's literally like playing charades. And so
Okay.
one clue they gave me, they showed me a head of iceberg lettuce. And but then I found out industrial fans, the big popular brand is called Iceberg. That
Mm-hmm.
would be in a warehouse. So that's open. So it's like I don't know what the clue, or maybe he's in a iceberg lettuce near an iceberg lettuce field where you can see an abandoned warehouse from there, or you know what I mean. Can you think of any places around Idaho that might fit that?
No.
No.
I haven't traveled a whole lot of places in Idaho. Like we literally stayed between, I mean, Boise, Fruitland, Nampa, Caldwell, Weiser. I mean, there was never any place that resembled what you're describing now. I mean, not to my knowledge.
Yeah, I
I mean,
know.
I was pretty aware of my surroundings, my whereabouts. I've
Yeah,
always been
yeah. So essentially, how long do you have to stay on probation? You got to stay in Idaho for
3 years.
So you have to, can you get your probation transferred back to Montana if you want to move back to
I
Montana?
wanted to, but I don't got nobody in Montana that I want to go back to.
Yeah.
I got my dad that lives out there, but he's not going to take me, and I'm not going to be homeless in Montana. I
Yeah.
just not a good situation. That's where I grew up, and I'm I don't want to deal with those same people I know. They all live up there.
Yeah. What, that are into drugs and stuff?
Just into a lifestyle that I'm not down for anymore. When I
Yeah.
was younger, it might have been a different story, but
What kind of lifestyle is that, you mean?
there's people, all I mean, people. That's how I got introduced to drugs was hanging out with the wrong people, and you know, I've never been a drug addict. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? I've only done meth a handful of times, probably 3 or 4 times, and cocaine I've done a few times, but I've never and weed, but I've never done anything else, and I just I know if I continued to live in Bozeman, like it was just only going to get me hung up or caught up, and I just wasn't good with that. Like, you know,
Is that why you moved to Idaho?
I moved to Idaho because I got married, but
Oh. Well, how'd you meet Sarah?
through a chat line.
Oh, so you were in Montana, she was in
Um,
Idaho, and you started chatting with her?
mhm,
Here, just let me turn this off real quick. So you started chatting with her and you flew there or drove there to meet her and you guys hit it
mhm,
off.
correct.
And then how long after you first met her did you move in with her?
Uh, I didn't really move in with her. We lived homeless for um a decent amount of time, and then in Idaho, um, and then eventually her parents let us move into their second house on Red Wing Street.
So how long do you think to get all together from the time you first met her till the time you guys went to jail? How long was that? Like a year or two or
Yeah, two
more?
years.
About 2 years. So you're together about 2 years and then all this happened.
Correct. No, no, I'm sorry. No, we met each other. We got married really quick. We got married like a month and a half later after getting to know each other.
I mean, after 6 weeks, you got married. Oh yeah, I
Correct.
remember watching a little clip. I remember watching a little clip. Mhm.
Hmm.
And then you guys got married. Do you think your marriage was pretty normal? Or did you start noticing her to have mental problems, like the psychosis stuff prior to all this happening?
No.
She was pretty normal.
Yeah.
And then you guys were helping people by giving people when you saw homeless people because you'd been homeless.
Hmm.
That's why, huh? You knew what it was like.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So you guys were helping a lot of people, and then she pulls this gun on this guy. That sounds like
Hmm.
what started this ball rolling.
Hmm. Your screen's frozen, by the way.
Oh, look at that. What am I supposed to do, you think?
I have no idea. I
I
think we
don't
just
either.
I think
Oh
we just
no.
go on with the flow.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because it's spinning too. I'm afraid to touch it. It might just drop this. But if it does,
Yeah, don't
I'll
do it.
what?
Don't do it.
I know. Okay. Let's see. So pretty much you guys you had a pretty normal little community you were
Hmm.
always creating at your house, sounds like. And
Hmm.
trying to get these businesses off the ground and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And then
Correct.
doing the cab thing
Hmm.
and then she gets mad one day and she points a gun at this guy and he calls the police. And from then on, see, I think it sounds like that guy probably suggested it, you think? Or maybe it just brought you guys in their attention. So they just investigated everyone that was brought to their attention for any reason. Or
Yeah, correct.
do you know if this guy, what's his name? Caesar, no,
Tanner,
Tanner Butler. Did
what
he,
about him?
is he in the arrest warrant is claiming anything like whoever
No.
said this, so just this situation, then you're on your radar and then they're investigating you and then they start accusing you
Hmm.
because do they have anything other than the You being at the splash pad and you at stopping at this, which is a park, right? It's a besides the splash pad, it's a regular park too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Correct.
normal that's a place to pull over and park, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
then you guys pulled over on the only street to go out to the highway. You guys just pulled off that street and put
Mm-hmm.
in the fluid. So
Mm-hmm.
you're saying so that's all they have on you,
That's, to my knowledge, I mean, that's all they've shown me. So,
other than Sarah flipping out on the driveway or whatever.
mm-hmm.
That's what probably really ramped it into high gear, don't you think? Sarah
Probably, yeah.
Sarah flipping out, because it would seem like if she's in jail and she thinks you're going to divorce and there was any truth to all this, she would start singing like a canary.
Exactly.
You know, if she had something real to give them and she knew you were actually going to abandon her or whatever, seems
Mm-hmm.
like she would start talking. Although, what's her charge? What's her sentence right now she's serving?
She's eligible for parole in February of 2026.
2026. Oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
2026. That's 2 more years. So she got like 5 years or something for.
She got 3 years.
She got 3 years for pulling the gun on the guy.
Mm-hmm.
3 years. So she's got 2 more years to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's yeah. It would seem like if she knows you're filing divorce, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I told her.
she doesn't say anything
No.
to the police or whatever. Yeah,
Nope.
that Wolf guy or that Ricky Chambers guy is going on there saying that she fantasizes about kidnapping people and stuff.
It says it's recording.
Do you have anything else you want to say? Since we got about 10 more minutes or whatever.
Not really, honestly. Like,
Okay, so here's my book, Afterlife Exploration, Reverend Donna Seraphina. Just type that in Amazon, you'll find it. And this is about the author. That's me. All right, I'm just going to read you this paragraph here. It says, "My name is Donna Lambert. My daughter Nicole was murdered in 2011. The death of my daughter was a soul-shattering experience. With the trauma, I was awakened to a far greater reality than the purely physical world that we all see in our day-to-day lives. My story is one of following the path to discover the truth about the afterlife. My journey is one of building a new relationship with my daughter in the spirit world. With the encouragement of my daughter Nicole, cheering me on from the spirit world, we work together to develop my mediumship skills. My purpose and a mission is to help all human beings to understand that their loved ones continue to live on with or without a physical body. This is the book I wish I had been given on the day my daughter died." You can find it on Amazon if you'd like. All you have to write is Reverend Donna and Afterlife Exploration and you'll come up with